video, we will be introducing our new mini ITX chassis, the Sugo 16, which is an extension of the iconic Sugo series line and is a revamped version of the Sugo SG13. By bearing the Sugo series name, we hold ourselves to high standards when it comes to the quality, the accessibility, and the upgradability of the overall chassis design. So let's quickly dive in and see what the Sugo 16 has to offer. Sugo 16 is designed and constructed in a shoebox shape using high-grade steel material. At a mere 13 liters with dimensions of 200mm width, 232mm height, and 280mm depth. It's compatible with Mini DTX or Mini ITX motherboard in a 180-degree rotated motherboard layout. ATX or SFX and SFXL power supplies, maximum of 220mm liquid cooling radiators, and storage drives of up to two 2.5-inch drives and one 3.5-inch drive. Flexible hardware compatibility was one of the main factors in Sugo 16's design, which allows for installation based on users' requirements without the need to sacrifice its overall performance. At the front of the chassis, a 120mm fan or radiator mount also includes mounting holes for 80mm fan, 92mm fan, 2.5-inch drive, and 3.5-inch drive. Depending on which component you wish to install, will have a correlation with what form factor power supply can be installed due to its height, which also affects the height of the CPU cooler permitted. So if an ATX power supply is installed, the option of installing a 120mm fan will not be feasible, while also restricting the CPU cooler height limitation to 85mm. Whereas if a SFX or SFXL power supply is installed, allows the installation of either 80mm fan, 92mm fan, 120mm fan, 2.5-inch drive, or 3.5-inch drive, while also not interfering with the CPU cooler height clearance. For radiator support, ATX power supplies is only compatible with one 120mm radiator at the rear, while SFX or SFXL supports 120mm at the front and the rear. Due to the 180-degree rotated motherboard layout, the top compartment is solely for the graphics card, which supports G fan cards of up to 275mm in length and 147mm in width. Interior of the case features two cutouts, one at the front for graphics card installation and the other one on the motherboard tray, designed for M.2 SSD and CPU cooling installation, upgrades, or maintenance. There are also two component holders, one for the graphics card and one for the power supply, keeping the weight balanced for both components without the risk of unforeseeable damages. To prevent dust accumulation, we've included 3 complete coverage, removable dust filters on the top cover, front, and right side panel. With all things considered, Sugo 16 is a great small footprint, highly versatile chassis that's capable of running a multitude of system types. For more information, please visit silverstonetech.com.